So the more we can stay alkaline, the better we're going to function. Let me give a few examples. I'm an athlete, you're an athlete, let's say. You're out running. I'm running after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and after about half an hour, you'll start to notice I'm starting to breathe heavy. What's happening? When I'm breathing heavy, what is happening? When you hear, what's happening? Out of oxygen. What is happening is that everything that you do, just sitting here now, thinking, me talking, moving, Jason working with the sound and the camera, everything we do, every biological cell function has a byproduct, a waste product, like a factory, smoke coming out of the chimney, that's an acid. Pyruvic acid, lactic acid, there's a lot of names. The most important thing to understand is everything we do, from the time we wake up, all day, creates acids. And the more you do, and the more you exercise, and the more you move, the more acids you create. So we have to buffer, we have to neutralize those acids. Traditionally, it's been food. So when I'm running, you would think it's oxygen I'm trying to get in, right? Wrong. You know what your body and my body is doing? We're trying to get rid of carbon dioxide, which is the acid breakdown release product. Let's go back to the biochemistry. You've got a cell. You're running. That cell's producing energy, adenosine triphosphate, ATP. The byproduct of the smoke coming out of that little factory of the mitochondria that's producing the energy are acids. If you don't have enough minerals to neutralize, to buffer those acids, they accumulate. When they accumulate enough and they create an acidic environment, let's take a muscle, they stop the muscle from contracting and expanding, and the muscle just loses its ability to function. We call it exhaustion or hitting the wall. You walk up one flight of stairs, 2 flights, 3 flights, you're doing okay, it's a 20-flight building. By the 7th or 8th flight, you notice your legs get a little heavy, you get a little exhausted, you get a little winded. You're not trying to get oxygen in. Oxygen naturally just flows in. You're trying to get rid of carbon dioxide, because at the cellular level, acids, such as carbonic acid, the main one, if your body has alkalinizing foods in it, they will buffer the acids, and in this case carbonic acid, and break it down to water and carbon dioxide. The water you excrete through your skin or you urinate out, the carbon dioxide goes to the lungs. The real purpose of the lungs, oxygen naturally will go in, is to get rid of, respiration is to get rid of the acids, that's carbon dioxide. So you're really doing this when you're running or exhausted. The oxygen's actually going in. Most people think, oh, you need oxygen. No, you're getting rid of carbon dioxide. You're getting rid of carbon dioxide. Let's use another example. You get angry. You really get angry. You really get miserable. First thing we do is turn red because the acid's build up. The next thing you do is you start, because as the acids build up and we don't function emotionally, the body naturally kicks in and it says, let's buffer and get rid of these acids. So it's trying to do it through respiration. So when someone's angry, so what does a good friend say to us? A good friend comes to us and they say to us, Ryan, chill out, take a few deep breaths, everything's going to be okay. And we go, yeah, okay. We naturally, we get it back together again when we take that deep breath, because what we're doing is getting rid of carbon dioxide and we're bringing in the oxygen. Now, let's come back a little bit and put this into a modern day context. When we look at the American Medical Association stats, in 1945, try really to give me your attention, just not to get these figures exact, but to get this concept. In 1945, only 22% of us died or perished from cardiovascular disease, cancer, stroke, or diabetes. Those four combined, only 22% of us perish from them. Most of us perish from, believe it or not, pneumonia, infections, diarrhea, injuries, trauma at birth, things of that nature. What did we eat in 1945? We ate lots of cheese and meat and eggs and milk. We didn't have those diseases. Since 1945, the University of Atlanta in Georgia, medical anthropologists have been doing research, and I've been working with them, And they've shown that before 1945 we were very alkaline. We were very alkaline. The foods we ate. Since 1945, this will all come together. I'm just trying to give you a picture from a few places. It'll slowly come together. Since 1945, since we introduced quick, fast foods with sugar and sweeteners and white grains and salt, and we fried foods, all of those contribute to reducing the mineral content in food and delivering sugar, which has another effect, but alkalizing our system stopped, and we started to acidify our system. So since 1945 to today, the University of Atlanta in Georgia has shown, and we'll print that research out, it'll be available here, has shown that we are 330% more acidic than we were in 1945. Congratulations. That's why our cancer rates are where they are. That's why our exhaustion and depressions are where they are. What is the #1 medication now in the United States? Do you know it's sleep medication? What's #2? Antidepressants. #3, anti-anxiety medications. All of those are directly related to an acidic environment. We've changed the biochemistry within our body from the way it was intended to be. It was never meant to be acidic. We've made our systems acidic. So all we have to do is return back to the base of the food chain, make ourselves alkaline. We're going to have dynamic energy, far better brain. We're going to reduce stress. We're going to feel dynamic. Our brain's going to function like that. Our skin is going to get better. An example. In the year 2009, an American physician, a dermatologist, probably heralded as the best dermatologist in the United States. Her name is Graci. She's a physician, Dr. Graci. I was explaining this to Ryan and Chris the other day. Graci decided to do a piece of research. And the research was this. What is it that you can do today to have the best skin on your face? What is it you can do today? Is it some kind of herbal extract? Is it some kind of emollient? Is it some kind of extract from placenta? Is it combinations of herbs and spices? What is it that we can do today to have the best skin possible or return our skin to a better quality than it is today that we might want to have? So she started doing her research, and because her research was so prestigious, she won the National Institute of Health Award. That's the highest award in the United States, given to medical researchers who do some really top quality research that's new and conclusive. What did Jeanette Graff find? You're going to have her book here at the office in another week. It's a fabulous book to read. She came to a conclusion that startled her and stunned her. She came to the conclusion, it is impossible, first of all, to have good skin until you return to an alkaline environment. She never even knew that. She had no idea. She found out that in an acidic environment, when acids are just below the skin, they are stopping the transportation of nutrients to the skin or the eyes or the ears for vision and hearing. They're declining at younger ages. Or to the hair, which is falling out at a younger, unprecedented rate. That nutritional value is not being delivered by those little arterioles that are just below the skin, because in an acidic environment they get inflamed. Acidic environment means inflammation. Inflammation does not cause acidity. Acidity causes inflammation. Inflammation means red, swollen, irritable, angry, non-functioning. And that happens to the blood vessels just below the skin, just below the hair, just in the eye, just in the ear. So they lose their nutrient components, they lose their high-fidelity communication patterns that are happening in real time over secure lines. They're disrupted. Communication's disrupted, nutrient supply is disrupted, and taken away. All of those broken down acid byproducts don't function very well, and they accumulate. So in her book, you know what she says? Today, you need to, first of all, before you even put anything on your skin, forget it. Return to an alkaline environment. It's a total waste of money doing anything to your skin until you return to an alkaline environment. And she said you need to, today, fast track that process. That if you go back eating more fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and salads, etc., it does take a month or two to But she said, if you use a green drink, you jumpstart the process. There's only 2 green drinks she found that are valid. Greens Plus and another one which I forget right now. It's right in her book. Greens Plus. It's considered the best dermatologist in the United States and the most prestigious. So the name of her book, Chris, is Stop
Aging, Start Living.
Stop Aging, Start Living, the 21 Days to Become Alkaline, or 21 Days to Remove Acid, the subtitle. Dr. Jeanette Graff. She'd be worth contacting, wouldn't she? With Greens Plus. Right here in Vero Beach, you have an oncologist, Dr. Griffin. And when I used to live here and be part of Orange Peel 14 years ago, Dr. Griffin and I did some research with his cancer patients, and I supplied him all the Greens Plus. And he saw a dramatic decline in the progression of cancer cell proliferation and growth. So I explained the whole alkalinity to him. It made sense to him. I moved and it stopped, and I came 2 years ago at Christmas to visit just for a few days, Marie-José and I, and we were exercising at the Jungle Club, and this man came up to me and he said, Greens Plus, Sam Graci. And I said, thank you very much. But I'm not sure who I'm talking to. He said, Dr. David Griffin. I forget his name.
David Geffen.
David Geffen. And he said, where the heck have you been? Get the heck over to my office and let's set up a whole research thing with Greens Plus. I understand the acidity and alkalinity finally, because there have been so many pieces of research now that have come out showing that you need to return to an alkaline environment before we worry about antidepressants, before we worry about anti-anxiety medications, before we give sleep medications, or before you douse yourself with caffeine. Nothing wrong with it. But those are only stimulatory short-term band-aids. The real functionality of the human body to get back all of those natural processes, return back to being alkaline. So what does Greens Plus do? Why was Greens Plus developed? So after I came back to the Orient, I was working with Dr. Linus Pauly. This all come together. It's a story that comes together. We realized that the number one goal that we had to do was to bring back people's natural, and that it just doesn't exist. When we're moving at the speed of light, and we have a multitasking list that's this small, and we're moving through the day powerfully, we're creating even more acids. All I can do is create acids. And if we're not eating and buffering, which we don't, naturally like we did before 1945, we're just far too acidic. We're just far too acidic.